Hi everybody, well I'm back today with a video and my July wrap up. I've tried filming this video a couple of times, and in the words of the Hunger Games, the odds were not in my favor. So here's something that this one goes better. Last month was Jane Austen July, and it was co-hosted by Marissa at Blatantly Bookish and Katie at Books and Things. And basically, the only thing you really had to do to participate was to read one of Jane Austen's 6 novels, and I chose Persuasion, the story of Anne Elliot and Captain Wentworth. This is one of my favorite Jane Austen, really. And I did a video on it last month, so if you wish, you can check that out. I'll try to remember to put it in the description below, so you can check that out if you wish. So, anyway. And then also associated, I didn't get to read as many of the Jane Austen books that I really wanted to, but anyway, but this next one is associated with Jane Austen. Another thing you could do with Jane Austen July is read a contemporary of Jane Austen, and I chose Fanny Burney's Evelina. And now this has been on my TBR for a long time, and I finally got to it, so this is, it was really good. It was good. Not as good as Jane Austen. It's a story of a young woman who was brought up by her guardian in the country. He was a reverend, and her mother died when she was a baby, when she was born. And so anyway, and she goes to visit some friends, and they take her to London the first time she's been in society, and she kind of gets into trouble, mishaps, misadventures, but it all ends well in the end. And I like Lord Orwell. So anyway, Evelina's Fanny Burney. I'd give it like a 3.5. It's good. Not as good as Jane Austen, I would say. And then I read Jennifer Robson's The Gown. It says a novel of the royal wedding. Now, it's not really the novel of the royal wedding. It's told from 3 different perspectives. Heather and her grandmother, Anne, and her friend Miriam, and Anna's friend Miriam. And it switches back in time between the present day and 1947. And what I really, really liked was it talked about, because evidently the authoress talked to one of the seamstresses that made the queen's dress and stuff like that. So I thought that was really interesting in how they did that. But the royal wedding is not the central focus of the book. It's more about Heather finding more about her grandmother and stuff like that. So, and there is a rape scene in it. I was wanting to give this to my mother, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah. I'd give it like a 3.5. Yeah. It was good, but it didn't wow me. It was neat to read about the dress and how it was made and all that stuff. So, because I imagine that's pretty accurate, because she interviewed one of the seamstresses that actually made it. So that'd be kind of cool. And then, now I don't normally like dystopian novels, but this is a classic, and I read George Orwell's Animal Farm. It's where a group of animals take over the farm from the humans, and things run amok, and it's not really that pretty. It's kind of sad, dark, and depressing. But it's a classic, and now I can take it off my classics list. I can say I read it. So anyway, George Orwell's Animal Farm. I also read War of the Worlds, which I absolutely loved, by George Orwell. So anyway, so it was alright. So I can say I read it. And then I read Marilla of Green Gables. Marilla of Green Gables, which is a Anna Green Gables, like fan, bookdom stuff, fandom, and it talks about Marilla and Matthew and their life on the farm, long before Anne shows up, and in Anna Green Gables, it's kind of hinted that Gilbert Blythe's father, had a thing for Marilla, but they never got together. So you get to see when they were young and what happened and stuff like that. I did enjoy this one. This was, I'd give it like a 4. Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I also read James Joyce's The Turn of the Screw, which I will talk in my August wrap up at the end of the month. I'm currently reading, I'm like halfway through American Notes, by Charles Dickens, which is really, I think I'm really going to enjoy this. And it's a little bit of history, when America was just new. So, yeah, a little bit cool. And I'm also just started Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. So, I think I've caught you up on all of my reading that I've been doing. And I should be back in a couple of days with a book haul. So, because I have accumulated a few books on my Kindle and physical editions. Physical editions. So I'll be sharing those with you later. All right. Thank you. See you later.